Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to play support in Year 7 of Rainbow Six Siege. Alright, so coming into just the support role in general, obviously on attack you have your hard breachers, and on defense you have your anti-wall breach. Those are like the main core support operators, I guess you could say. But on defense you have smoke players, mute players, mirror players, anything that's really a 3 armor that anchors, that has utility, that supports the rest of the team is considered a support player. So just keep that in mind whenever I'm talking about playing support. Those are the operators that I'm talking about. So as a support player, your main objective is to either open a wall or prevent the wall from being opened, or if you're not playing a wall deny / wall opener support and you're playing somebody else like smoke, just preventing people from getting into sight. So you are heavily utility based as opposed to the opposite role being a fragger where you're heavily kill based. So keep that in mind as well. But support players are not just based off of their utility. For example, support players are people who drone in their teammates, right? When I solo queue as a support player, it's really hard for me to solo queue because I'm not getting kills, and getting comms with teammates is pretty hard. So I'll try to drone people in and give callouts, and I'll try to strat with my teammates, but a lot of times they won't listen. But I still do what I can. I drone in my teammates as much as I can. I give them callouts. If you, as a support player, are like, hey, I'm gonna get the wall open, but if you're going downstairs or if you're gonna go into CC while I'm pushing site, I'm gonna completely drone you in so you can get in there faster, right? You drone in, you're like, hey, this is clear, this is clear, this is clear, this is clear, and you check all the corners and you're like, hey, everything's clear, and then you just help your fraggers run into the building. You are gonna be such a helpful support player. Droning people in is amazing. So that is a huge underused aspect of playing support, is droning people in. Going on to defensive support players, obviously there's people that, prevent walls from being denied. You have people that are plant denial, like smoke and mute with nitro cell. You have maestro players, right? Any of that. And then there's a lot of utility operators that are considered support. I don't know if Pulse is considered support or a flex, but I'm just going to consider him a support for the sake of the example. But Pulse, Maestro, Mira, all supports in my book that give information, right? So another aspect of playing support on defense is information gathering. So what you'd see a lot of times is, even if you don't play one of those operators, is if you're playing support, immediately just get on your cams, tell your team where they're pushing from. Giving information on cams about where they're not pushing from is just as valuable as giving information on where they are pushing from. So for example, if you're sitting on cams as a support player, right? Fraggers don't necessarily do this because they're too busy roaming getting kills, but if you're sitting in sight not doing anything, right? You're playing smoke and they're not even near sight yet, you just sit on cams and you tell your roamer, hey, they're pushing from here, or hey, they're not pushing from here, so they know where to go so that they can get free kills. Like I said, same thing for attack. You want to be droning, being on cams, providing as much information as possible is something that a really, really, really good support will do. Before I continue, I just want to say that over 90% of my viewers are not subscribed. I post educational Siege content every Tuesday and Thursday, and pretty soon I'm going to start posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so keep posted for that. Anyways, let's continue the video. I also want to talk about something else, an excuse that I used to use as well, but if you are using the excuse, hey, I play support, so I'm not getting kills, right? Somebody makes fun of your KD or whatever, it's like, well, I'm playing support. That doesn't matter. Take a look at most of the hard supports in the game, like Ace, like Thermite, like Hibana, like Maverick. They all have arguably some of the best guns in the game, right? They don't have LMGs, but still amazing weapons with relatively easy to control recoil. I have a 1.3 seasonal, and I'm a support player. I strictly play support. I've been trying to play fragger. I've been maining Alibi recently, but I find myself getting a lot of kills, but still losing the round. So my elo is kind of tanked a little bit for that. But if you're playing support, you're setting down your utility, you're droning your teammates in, you're getting on cams, telling your roamers where they are, giving information, right? Using your utility to the fullest, that is what support is about. Support is not about getting frags. It's purely about using your utility to its advantage. Right now, I'm maining Ace and Smoke. Smoke I just like because of the entry denial, and Ace I just like because his gun is amazing, and he provides a lot of utility to his team with his breaching charges and his Selma charges. So I would play support, and I'd play all of the support operators, and I would just find ones that have really good guns that you like to use, and then just learn how to play their utility. That's what I did with Ace. That's what I did with Smoke. I found that I was really good with learning how to position myself with shotguns, and I found I was really good at controlling the SMG-11. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna play Smoke and Mute. I found that I liked using Smoke's gadgets a lot because I knew how to just play it based off of game sense. So I was like, fuck it, I'll main Smoke. And then on attack, there's just a lot more uses for Ace than there is for Thermite, and I like Ace's gun better because I know how to control it. So I was like, okay, I'll main Ace. It's really just as simple as that. You don't really have to think too hard about who to main on support and who to play. Who you play does vary from site to site though. Sometimes the Thermite will be better, sometimes the Ace will be better. But that brings me into my final point of playing support, and that is fill in what your team needs, right? You're not necessarily going to main somebody like I do whenever I play support. It's going to vary from site to site. Sometimes you're going to want to play a Thermite. Sometimes you're going to want to play Hibana. Sometimes you're going to want to play that Maverick. Sometimes you need Ace, right? You don't always need Smoke. Smoke is pretty good most of the time, but a Mute's going to be more important sometimes. A Mira's going to be more important sometimes. A Cade's going to be more important sometimes. You need to learn how to bandit trick, right? These are all things that need to be taken into account. With Fragger, you kind of just play whoever you want, and as long as you're getting kills and wasting the enemy's time, you're doing your job. With support, it's not that easy. You need to kind of feel out what's going to happen, where the attacker's going to come from, and how you can use your utility to play around that, right? That is strictly your job as a support. I'm going to reiterate this again, is use your utility to win rounds. Stop worrying about kills. Stop worrying about manning people. It's cool to have somebody to fall back onto, you know, if you don't know who to play, you don't know what site they're on, and that's really the only reason you need a main, but just fill in the roles for other players. I talk about this in my 5 solo queue tips and tricks video, which I'll link in the top right now. If you have like a really frag heavy team and you're playing support, then you need to kind of fill in the roles that they're not filling in, or vice versa, right? So support is all about using your utility and just supporting the part of your team that needs to be supported. With that out of the way, that's pretty much it for the video. Don't forget to sub, like the video if you like it, dislike the video if you disliked it. It's Alka, and I'll see you in the next one.
Time to make a new tour.
Out of sight, out of mind. Reloading.
A really big fucking hole.
Going dog.
You have located a bomb.
What the fuck?
Hell engaged.
Must recover the
On yellow,
diffuser.
on.
Down to 1 friendly. One op 4
He actually
remaining.
pushes ass. Oh, he's on yellow. You have the advantage here, Josh.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission
What are you
successful.
doing, kid? You're peeking Mira. Oh my.
You have dropped the diffuser.
What the fuck, y'all? Just like fuck.
The diffuser has been recovered.
That is so.
Incoming
No boost. That's orange and our run out's dead.
Gotta reload.
search incoming.
It's captured there. Oh my god. Dude, this game! Why? Of course you have to. Good job, Cappy. There's no Capkins on that. On your left.
The guy.
Four last stop standing.
Okay, last one clash. There we go!
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
No, there's a